Link, for anything else, how are things back home with the family? Just how have things kind of progressed in that way?
Yeah, appreciate you asking. It's obviously a rough patch right now. Obviously, the island is in total shock. It's definitely a tragedy. Still trying to find, obviously, people who are missing, and but I think all hands are on deck. A lot of people from other islands have flown in to help support and help the community get back to where it needs to be, and just get people back to their feet. But my family is doing well. They were able to get to a safe spot and be able to, be around all the family members at one time. So I was happy to get that call and make sure everyone was in the right spot at the right time. But other than that, it's going to be rough for a while, but I'm sure it'll get back to where it needs to be.
How much do you feel like maybe having this first game week, it's a little bit of an ability to get your mind off it and kind of just focus on the task at hand and just go out there and do what you love and play football?
Yeah. Not only has this coaching staff allowed me to take time to myself, obviously during camp I was away for a little bit, a practice or two, dealing with some family issues. But this game has taught me a lot. This game has allowed me to be resilient and persevere through a lot of things, and I'm just happy it's been able to stick by my side, and not only being able to focus on this game, the people around me and in the receiver room and just my teammates really have my back. They'll hold me accountable and make sure I'm where my head's at and needs to be, and I couldn't ask for any better teammates than the guys that I have in this facility. Just them being able to pick me up whenever I'm down, keep me on my toes, and not only hold me accountable, but make sure I feel loved at the same time. But being able to focus on this game has allowed me to take my mind away from things and kind of let things just work out on its own, things that are out of my control. But other than that, I'm pretty excited.
Brennan and RJ, 6 years here. They could have taken NIL money. They could have left at any point in time. They didn't. What does that loyalty kind of speak to about being a Coug and just about maybe what's such an uncommon occurrence in today's day and age?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Those guys are two guys that I look up to who really took me in as soon as I got here. I was just talking with Janias yesterday actually about like how much this place has grown on a lot of us. When you first move here and you get adjusted, it's kind of hard to see yourself here for more than 3 years, but once you get into that third, fourth year, you kind of start finding not only this is home, but this is keeps us focused, keeps us locked in, and allows us to kind of feel that vibe of like nothing else. We're invincible. We kind of just do our thing. But not only that, we love the town of Pullman. But RJ and BJ, those guys are loyal, man. Those guys are Cougs through and through, and that's what makes people want to come here, is seeing those two guys, all Pac-12 now. Guys like that work hard every single day. They just embody what it's like being a Coug, and you can't ask for any two better captains that are leading alongside of me as well.
What have they done just in terms of maybe their personalities to impact your Wazoo experience?
Yeah, well, RJ, he's, a very loud person, great personality. That guy's like a brother to me. He's always the one that's keeping me positive. Whenever I get down, I'm very hard on myself, whether it be a mistake at practice, I want to correct it right then and there. He's always coming up to me and making sure I cheer up. And he always, he keeps it real with me. He always lets me know that people are looking up to me and I don't have time to dwell on mistakes or dwell on the past, because I got 20 other guys looking up to me. And then BJ, man, that guy's a hustle guy, man. He's an all-effort dude, and like when I get tired, I just look at BJ, and that kind of just motivates me to do more, because that guy has a high motor, and I would love to mimic my motor off of him, and he's just always working, man. And those are the kind of guys you want to keep around you. You want to keep in your circle, because that's what keeps you going every day.
Is there something fun about the challenge of opening up on the road?
I love away games. Not only I haven't had an away game in a while, but I think it's just nice going into someone else's territory, someone else's house, and doing what we do each and every day. And I think just going to a different environment, getting out of Pullman, bringing Pullman to a new city, and showing what our culture is and what our brand of football is on somebody else's field. I think that's not only demoralizing for the other team, but it's a confidence thing for not only the Cougs, but just being able to win on the road and get familiar with the travel. So then when week 4, week 5 comes around and you travel for the next time, you're not unfamiliar with it.
Yeah, I was gonna piggyback on that same question for the younger guys to get that first road trip out of the way and the logistics of all of that stuff. How just the importance of that.
Yeah, we had a team meeting last weekend for the mock game, and there was like a third, more than a third of the room that stood up to sing the fight song. Who's Coach Digger has this thing: if you first time travel, you got to sing the fight song in front of everybody. So that's like crazy to see that there's so many new guys that are traveling with us for the first time, and I think that just gets them into that routine. So it's like they can get into that routine as well and just understand what the process looks like when we're on the road. So then once we get to the game, it's smooth sailing.
And then wishing the best to you and yours at home.
I appreciate it, Mahalo.
How much pride do you take with everything going on to go out in the field and represent home?
Yeah, every single day. Every time I strap these pads up, I'm not playing for myself. I'm playing for the ones who came before me, for all my family members who don't have the opportunity to play anymore, for not only my cousins, my family, my siblings. All those people have sacrificed great things for me to be where I am today, and there's no greater honor than strapping up these pads and being able to play for them and play for my home state. Being Hawaiian, you take pride in that, and that's born into you, that's in your blood. And physicality and all this thing running around here, this is my life, man. I've never had an occupation, so I wouldn't change it for nothing. But I play for those people every single day. I call them after every practice, call my parents, let them know that I'm thankful for them, because I wouldn't be here without them.
How important is it to go get a win and start that season 1-0?
Yeah, it's very important. I think the last 3 years I've been here, we've always oozed into game one, and I think that kind of trickles down to the next upcoming games. And it's like week one is a testament of what you've done since January, since winter, since spring, since fall camp, and it's really a gateway into what the culture of the team is. And I think when you're playing a team and the whole team has energy and everyone's going back and forth, and it's like the bar is up here, it's kind of like, man, we're in for one, and it's very important to get a win and go 1-0 and start fast on the year, because then it just gets that confidence going and it gets the ball rolling. And not only that, you get to see the mistakes that you make and know we're going to get better off of that, even though we won this and that. But it's definitely crucial to get a win on week one, especially on an away game, so you can come back to Pullman, and then obviously we get to week two when we do. But yeah, it's definitely important.
And just how excited are you and the rest of the receivers to go up against another defense, another group of DBs?
Yeah, I'm tired of going against the same guys for the past 8 months, but those guys get us better. We've had very competitive practices throughout spring, throughout even just in the facility, and I think that's really brought the best out of us. But I think this year in the receiver room, there's a lot of guys who are ready and willing to contribute. It's not just the 4 starters, it's the 2 deep, it's the 3 deep. You see the scout team giving the first defense a lot of work. And I think that's a testament to not only Coach Edwards, but our mindset and our mentality every time we step on this field as receivers. But man, we talk about it every day, how excited we are, but we just got to take it day by day. We're really familiar with this game plan. We love it. We're not changing anything for these guys. We're going to go out there and execute and play our brand of football and put our face on other people, and we'll see what the score is at the end of the day, but we're excited, most definitely.